Hello everybody, Stewart Heath here, founder and CEO of Harvard Grace Capital, back with episode number 6 of questions you should be asking your passive activity sponsor. Last time we started doing questions to ask the sponsor specifically about the investment itself, and we're continuing that with more questions about the investment. Our last question was how much of the profit relies on getting higher rents or lower expenses, and I talked about that. Our next question comes out, how many units are vacant, or units as if it was a multifamily, or what's the vacancy and occupancy ratios, and if it's low, what's your plan to get that up to a more stabilized state? If anybody tells you it's going to stay to 100% all the time, you should probably just walk. And I face this question a lot. We tend to buy properties that are 100% occupied, and we can maintain that state for a number of years, but it won't always stay there. You will either have some turnover, you're just going to have some vacancy from time to time. It's not rational to think it will stay full all the time, especially in the commercial world. Are there any renovations needed? And if so, what's the renovation budget? How tight is that budget? Is it a locked-in fixed cost contract with a contractor? If not, what's your plan if there are cost overruns? If you're doing renovations, how do you keep existing tenants happy? And also, how long will it take it to get stabilized if you're in there disrupting things? Because trust me, tenants living in that or working in that environment, they don't like it, and they will leave if they can. Who's going to be running those renovations? Are they using a construction management company? Is the asset manager overseeing the construction management company? Who's in charge? Because construction is a highly fluid situation and can change actually on a daily basis, and you need to know who's watching that every day. It's actually more critical than who the property manager is. And if the answer is the property manager will oversee that, you need to dig deeper into that, because property managers are overworked and understaffed as it is. I highly suggest that anyone engage a construction manager or let the asset manager do it, and that can only be done if they're local. Here's another one, a question that I think is excellent. How did you stress test your underwriting with interest rate bumps? We all saw this firsthand since 2022, and a lot of people are still struggling with that. Nobody, nor should they have, forecasted interest rate increases of 5.5% in less than a year. Nobody. It's never happened in history. I hope it never happens again. And I don't know that anybody who's ever stress test any more than doing 2.5 points, over a 3-year period, because until this cycle, the Fed has never done that to anybody. Now, if you've got fixed rate debt, this is a no-brainer, which is what we typically do on our stabilized, boring properties. But I don't blame the guys who've been caught off guard who are doing their rehab deals and whose interest rates have gone up. Because who would have thought? Where do you stop with your stress test? Are we supposed to stress test 10%? It just doesn't make any sense. But it'd be good. It'd be good to hear their response to that, especially if they are going in with floating rate debt. You want to talk about what is the exit plan and what are the different options for the exit? Are you looking at a 5-year exit, a 7-year exit, or do they ever plan to exit? And how do I get my money back? When should I expect all of that to happen? So that's our questions for this week. We'll come back with episode 7 about more questions for the sponsor about the investment itself Thanks for watching. Love to hear from you. Bye.